Hello everyone! Today I wanted to make a chitty chat video for you while painting, and I cannot believe it is already 10 months since I moved here to Japan, so I thought this was a perfect time to do a recap and share with you 10 life lessons that I learned while being here. Let's get right into it. So the lesson number 1 is that stress is a good thing. And I always thought that stress is horrible and detrimental for health, but just when I arrived to Japan, and at that time I was at Osaka University doing the Japanese intensive course, our main teacher, she actually explained to us that having stress is a good thing, because if you have no stress at all in your life, that means that you are lacking some motivation, and it means that you are maybe not actually challenging yourself at all or not pushing yourself to become better. So she also says that you should not have too much stress. So something like stress in moderation is perfect. At that time, I just thought that she's crazy and that stress cannot be a good thing, and that you should do everything from the space of love and acceptance and happiness. But maybe actually she is right. If we think about stress in a way of just us pushing forward, then we can say that stress is a good thing. And this is something that many Japanese people agree on. That's why the hustle culture is here really strong. And if you wander on streets of Osaka or Tokyo, you will see many people in hurry, just striving to get to better positions, to do more, and just to be successful. Lesson number 2 is that you understand better from afar. I have heard this many times, but actually when I moved to Japan, suddenly I was able to see so many different things that I couldn't see before. And I lost some friends from my home country, which was really painful, but then I realized that the ones who stayed are the true friends. I also thought that I will not be missing my family, because life in Japan is so colorful, but even from that state of mind, actually a few months in, I was already missing my family really much, because I knew that I will not be able to see them for already a whole year. You know that sometimes we cannot see stuff in our life because our nose gets in the way. So I guess that was also me before going here to Japan. Just being afar made me understand not only people who were in my life, but also understanding myself better, and also realizing some mistakes that I made in the past and I thought that were not mistakes. But changing completely the life space and changing the perspective definitely made me a better person. Lesson number 3. So they say that Japan is fabulous, like a perfect place to live and study. But what I didn't know before coming here is that generally the mental health of international students in Japan is just awful. And this is a huge topic, and I can make a separate video about this. But once I joined the group of the Mac scholars that are just like me studying here in Japan, I realized how many people actually is struggling, and many people left Japan because of that, having really horrible experiences. I did not know that. Before coming to Japan, I only saw the good perspectives and so many lovely videos about Japan and stuff like that. But actually, the truth is that many people struggle really much here. For me, maybe the most shocking moment was when our teacher, one of the teachers that taught us Japanese, and she is a girl from, I think, Russia, and she has been in Japan for 11 years, and she was not able to make any Japanese friends, even though she speaks a perfect Japanese, but she just could not really grasp a true friendship. And if you want me to make a more detailed video on this topic, I would gladly do that. Moving on to lesson number 4. This one is a super funny one, but actually it had impact on my life. So summer is not as hot as they say. So when before summer started last year, I was generally I was really scared actually of the summer because people are talking about summer like it's something really horrible and complaining so much, wearing UV gloves, hats, and not going outside and never going to the beach. And I support that completely. I mean, people are really careful and that's great, but I think they are maybe like really deeply scared of the sun. But actually when the summertime arrived, it was so beautiful, warm, with occasional rain, and everything was super green and beautiful. And when I met people from Singapore and Thailand or some other tropical places, they confirmed that back home is hotter than here in Japan. And I don't understand why people complain that much. Why they just cannot enjoy, right? Lesson number 5. Japan is a bit overrated. So, as I mentioned before, like I met people from Singapore, Thailand, and many places in Asia. So they were actually complaining that, like for example, why is Japan so famous because of the bamboo and bamboo forests, when actually in Thailand there are much more like areas with bamboo forests. Why is not bamboo connected to Thailand? But when we say like bamboo, the first thing we think about is Japan, right? It seems kinda unfair that Japan is advertised so well that it kinda puts the shade on other Asian countries. And don't get me wrong, I really love Japan, and Japan has an extremely unique culture, but other Asian cultures also have as much as beautiful cultures as well. Lesson number 6. And I bet you also hear this a lot of the times, but I think that freedom is a lot about discipline, and this reflects on your social, academical, financial, and personal level. I sense this the most while learning the Japanese language. You really need skills that you can only learn through self-discipline. Truly, just a little discipline can get you a long way. But at the same time, discipline is so challenging, isn't it? You have to be able to think and problem solve, but at the same time not think too much and make things easier and kind of automatic for yourself, but still enjoy them. Be your own source of inspiration and motivation. Discipline is not easy, but really investing in your own discipline and learning the discipline, I think it's an amazing thing. I also think it's something that made Japan so successful in making such detailed and like beautiful craft works. Lesson number 7. I learned this the hard way, so it is you will build your wings on a way down. Mainly because you don't have people to rely on, you're kinda all by yourself, especially at the beginning. Actually trust the process, and people are much stronger than they think they are. Don't be scared to try, and don't be scared to fall, because you will rise and you will build your wings on a way down. Lesson number 8. Stand out, but do not stand out. So this is one of the most complicated lessons probably. One of my Japanese friends is a tennis coach, and he explained that to me. So he said it's so hard to train Japanese kids to become successful in tennis because it's an individual sport. And Japanese people are really amazing for team sports, but it seems like they cannot just find that fire in themselves, how he says, because they're actually educated in that way to be same as everybody else. Trying to be yourself in Japan is really hard, and I also have international friends who came to Japan and kinda completely changed their personality. They kind of made a new personality only for Japan, because it's so hard to be really authentic here, because for example, Japanese people don't use sarcasm at all. Japanese people kind of have a cute humor and a really funny and silly humor, but not really sarcastic one. So if you are that type of person, you will need to change to kind of be part of the culture, but you should not change because of that. So that is why I say stand out, but don't stand out. Like, find your way to be authentic version of yourself, but not to hurt other people. It's just really hard to find this balance, but I think it's super important in order to just preserve your personality while living in Japan. Lesson number 9 is that I cannot hate Japan. So no matter how things are sometimes bad in Japan and there are so many channels like exposing Japan for being a certain way. And of course, every country has like the bad sides and the good sides and its problems. But overall, Japan is such a perfect country. It's really beautiful and definitely a place that many people dream of living in. But it's really hard to stay away from the idealization and kind of realize how Japan actually looks like. So honestly, in my heart, there is Japan before coming to Japan, and then there is the second Japan, which is the actual Japan when I moved here. And then I realized that even though I saw many bad sides, I could never hate Japan. Lesson number 10, and this is a bit personal one. So say what you need to say even if your voice shakes. It is so difficult to find the truth in ourselves and even more harder to express it. I think we all get stuck in comfort and we are all scared of the change. But once you get the slightest sign that something needs to be said, any moment is a good moment to speak up. And please don't be like me. Please always say and find the courage in yourself. I was so surprised to see that Japanese people, even though they are usually like really shy, once they are on their duty and on their job, they do not feel shy at all to say something or to say that something is forbidden, even if it seems sharp, inhumane, or just rough. They just say what they mean. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really enjoyed making it. And if you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. I am looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye!